Hey guys, welcome to a tutorial on using FlutterFlow on the hobby. This one is again a series, a joint series that we are trying to do between uh, how to supercharge your FlutterFlow application using a backend low-code solution named Rowy. Right. Today we are going to be talking about how we can send emails for any activity or any events that occur in our system, in our FlutterFlow app, using Roy and Sendgrid. Right. It's very common that we need to send transactional emails or newsletters to our customers, to our users, and there is no direct method available as such inside FlutterFlow, where at a click of a button or some action or some function you're sending emails. Although it could be done, but once your application starts to grow, you really need to focus on how you can lower down the amount of things that you're doing on the front end and keep all these things to backend automations. It saves you a lot of headache, and you don't know it's running, but it's working fantastic. So let's get started. So I grabbed this tutorial right here on Roy's website, on their documentation, where they have the SendGrid email code on, in terms of they have given you a template. They have told you that you need something called a secret manager setup. Although I would have loved the documentation to be even more, but good enough. So they have this template right here, right? So let us take a look at every single step that you need to perform so that you can start sending emails using Roy, right? So the first thing that we have to understand is, if you actually look at the template, there is somewhere in the to section where it says this is basically an array, right? This is basically an array of objects where you have the key to be an email, and then some value row dot email. We will come to this row dot email a bit later, right? So first thing that we have to do is we will go into our Flutterflow application. Let me try to quickly. There you go. So what I'm going to do is, since the email field can contain multiple emails, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my types, and I am going to, because we need to pass key value pair, so I'm going to use types, data types, and I'm going to make a simple data type called email with only one field, email. That's it, right? So which is a string. So once this is done, what we are going to do is we are going to add this data type as a list to every single collection based on which we want to send emails. For instance, let's say I want to send emails to people when they register for my event, right? So let's say I quickly go here and maybe, right, some collection. Okay, I just added one to this hobbies group. So here, if you notice, there is something called notification emails, which is basically list, and it is basically a list of data type. So it can have multiple email IDs, right? So this is the only setup that you actually need to do on basically Flutterflow, right? Let me show you one more collection. Let me go into, let's say, this collection right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say notification emails. You can name this whatever you want, data type, and I'm going to use this email, and I'm going to say is it is a list, right? Just for a quick reference that it is a list, right? So that's all we need, right? So once we are done with this, we will be able to basically use this data type to populate the to field of the email template that we saw on Roy, right? So this is the only thing. Second thing that you have to do is you go to Sendgrid and you start creating your account. It's a simple walkthrough, and then once you are done with your account, it'll walk you through the different steps. You need to add a email to your SendGrid account where you are validating the email. It's a very simple process. It sends you an email for you to click a button and verify. And once you're done, everything is taken care here, right? So once it is done, what you do is you go to the email template section here, and you're going to say, I want to send a dynamic template, right? Once you are into the dynamic templates, you're going to say, create a new dynamic template. Let's say we are going to call this uh, something new user joined, uh, something like that, right? And we are going to go inside here and we are going to say add version. And in this add version, we are going to, okay, either we can choose from start from a very blank template, or we can go with an existing template they have lots of options that we can choose from. If you want to send beautiful newsletters, you don't need to reinvent a wheel. You can just quickly grab any template right from here, or you can even start from zero. For this tutorial, we are not going to be talking about how to customize these templates. We are just going to, I mean, how to use, uh, uh, we are just simply going to take a look at how we can customize, let's say, one email. So either you can choose to do it through a HTML code, or you can choose to do it through a design editor. Let's go after the design editor. It makes things a lot more easier, right? So you just give it a version, let's say V1, and this basically subject is the subject that you want it to appear on the email. Okay, so I'm going to say hello world, right? Some subject hello world, and pre-header is basically the text that you're going to see on the email. So I'm going to say this is a sample email, right? Now you can straightforward test your email, right? So you can say send it from let's say the hobby app at gmail.com. Let me just quickly send it to my other email ID so that I can show you around. So I'm going to say send test email, send test message, right? Once your account has been configured, you see that it has sent an email, and I have received this email on my. I should have received this email. Okay, I am on a different email ID. Yes, but I have already received the notification on my mobile phone. Right, I am not able to show because I am not using a camera. Anyway, so once this part is done, right? So you are able to test, etc. So now you can actually go to build, and you can start building your uh, things, right? So the main thing that I really want to talk about is, let's say, how do we put dynamic content from our FlutterFlow application or from our Firebase database into our emails, right? That is what we really want to understand. So to do this, what we are going to do, just as an example, we are just going to grab a simple text box. So we have a text box here, right? So this text box has to take, let's say, a dynamic value. So what we are going to do is, let's say we want to put this, let's call this description. Okay, just as an example. So this is just like another day that we spoke, just like handlebar templates on another tutorial for generating PDFs. So you're going to use similar handlebar tags, open with two curly braces, and you're going to type something, let's say description. Okay, and you're going to close the two curly braces. Now something is added, right? So what we are going to do is we are going to go to preview, and we are going to show. I think I had to save it. No, it's there. Okay, preview. Oh, okay. So show test data, and I am going to do a JSON which is going to have a key called description. Remember, this is what we are going to actually send. These are the parameters that we are going to send in our email, right? So you see the description right there. So we are going to say that this is our sample emails description, right? So the moment I am typing here, you're actually seeing that the content is replicating. That means our tag that we used is working completely fine, right? It's working perfectly fine. So in case you want to, let's say, let's do one more. Let's go to build, and let's maybe say image and text. I want to put an image and text. So there is an image here and there is a text here. This I'm going to call it, let's say, feature one, right? And I'm going to call this some image, but I want to say, yeah, add image. Okay, edit. Huh, interesting. Let me quickly figure this out in terms of how I can add an. This is the link. Okay, okay, okay. So I assume that you. Huh. Okay. Okay, I'll read through the documentation trying to figure out how you can actually insert the image dynamically. I mean, this is the first time I am as well using Sendgrid, but I'll try to figure it out. Currently, I'm able to see a static insert, and then maybe you can configure the URL that on click of an image, something has to happen. It has to go to, let's say, your website, some page. Then basically you can say link URL, and this should work, right? Same way here you have the feature one. So what you're going to do again in the preview, in the section where you have the test data, you're going to basically uh, insert the other two keys that we used, right? So that's about the configuration on this side. And once you're done, let's say with the whole template, what you're going to do is you're going to say save, and once you save, when you go to your, okay, fine. So once you save and you open the template, you click on the template that you just created, you're going to see something called the template ID. This is what you basically need. Okay. So this is step number two. So you really you have to basically copy this template ID and keep it safe. The third thing that you need to do is you need to go to this settings. Okay. And you need to go to API keys. Fine. So in the API keys, oops, let me just, okay. So in the API key console, it is actually exposing my live API key, which I might not be able to show you guys. Yeah, but if you go there, there is a button that you can use to create. So you'll actually find the option right here, API keys, right? So once you are done with this, you copy that API key, and what you're going to do is now let's get into Rowy, right? So let's get into our collections on Rowy, and I'm going to quickly show you what I have set up here in one of my tables, right? So what I want to do is, let's say for this collection, based on something to happen, I have to trigger an email, right? So you go to the extensions on top, which looks like a jigsaw puzzles button icon right here on top, where it says extensions, and you click there and you say add an extension, and you will find basically a Sendgrid email. You can choose other extensions, like you can trigger an API call, you can send a message to Slack, you can do a BigQuery index, or an Algolia, or a Mail search. You can, something called DocSync. You can send push notifications. You can send Twilio messages, SMSs using Twilio, and they have more, and they have a section where you can request. So you're going to basically choose SendGrid. Once you choose SendGrid, you will be able to edit this, right? So in the edit, you can choose on create event, on update event, or delete event, and you set up basically a tracked fields. So you can choose one or many. I just choose one where I'm trying to send an email when there is a pending join request, when somebody tries to join a group, and then I'm basically that is the field that I'm using, the track field, right? And I'm going to be saying, okay, there are the trigger condition. I have not set up anything, and I'm going to go to extension body. Now, this extension body, when you choose the SendGrid email, you already get this template as part of Rowy. You don't need to copy paste; it is already existing. When you click, they make it very easy for you, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to type in the name that you want to send from, and the email ID that you configured on SendGrid. Okay. Second is, where do you want to send the notifications to? So I have put all the notification emails in this particular field called notification emails in my same table. So I'm going to reference it as row dot notification emails, right? And then we configured our dynamic parameter. We can basically add multiple parameters, whatever we had there, just like the JSON. So we pass the key, and we are going to pass where the data is coming from. The best part about Rowy is it makes it so easy for you to pull data from other tables, for instance, or other collections as well. For instance, if you want to do it from this same row in the same collection, you use the tag row, and then you use the the cell name, right? But if you want to pull it from other places, you have this something called DB. If you want to pull it from, let's say, storage, Firebase storage, you have storage, right? And then Rowy provides basic set of functions. You can use Rowy functions. Then something change, something you do after the change, or you do before the change, and then you have different trigger types, you have references, you have ton of things that you can use to basically create your functions, and customize your business logic. So now we are keeping it very simple. So I am saying that take this value, pass it as hobby ID into, let's say, the email template I have configured for my own use case, not the one I showed in this video, and send it to all the people in these row dot notifications, because I have already set up that row dot notifications in the same way I showed you at the starting of this video. And next, what we are going to do is, in this template ID, we are going to insert the template ID that we got after we created the template on SendGrid, right? And this categories is just about how you want to later on see things on SendGrid, saying, hey, I have sent so many emails in this category, so many emails in this category. So you can really just about go insert a comma separated value. This is again an array of strings, so, or a list of strings. So I can say member alerts, I can say pending request, something pending. So this is just about tagging your emails. This does not go to the customer. This is only for your internal reference that you're seeing, right? That is about it. So you click update, and you're going to say save and deploy. It takes about 3 or 4 minutes. So it takes about 3 or 4 minutes, right? So it takes about 3 or 4 minutes for it to build, or maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Once it builds, you're going to see a success. Hey, and one more thing, I quickly forgot. Apologies. So you are once again going to go to the extensions, and when you are actually doing this extension body, you're going to see something called a secret manager. You're going to see actually a key here. If you click this secret manager, it is actually going to take you to your Google Cloud Console. And in this Google Cloud Console, you will be able to configure different keys, right? I might not be able to show you as such because, let me just quickly, okay, fine, fantastic. I am able to show you. It's okay. So you're going to configure a key by creating a key here, and you're going to call this Sendgrid, Sendgrid. Okay, and here in this secret value, you're going to insert the API key that you received from Sendgrid from your settings panel. That is it, and then you're going to say create secret. Once you're done with this, you're good to go, right? So on any update or create whatever you configure, you will automatically see that a new email is triggered, and it reaches multiple recipients at one go. So thanks for watching. That's it for this video. We hope to catch you in the next video. Do join different groups. You want to create your own group on the hobby. You're more than welcome to try it out. And in case you are using FlutterFlow, this is our FlutterFlow fans group on the hobby that you can join. Currently, I think we are over 100 members. Um, yeah, we are about 108 members and constantly growing. So do join in. We hope to see you. Thanks for watching. I will catch you in the next video. Bye bye.